What's going on, people? What's up, guys? Hope you're having a wonderful morning. It's launch day, baby. Um, oh my God, I'm so excited. It is launch day. Um, Psycho Sound number 5, baby. Excuse me. I am so damn ready. So excited. Bear with me a second. I'm just sharing out to a couple places. Can't believe it's here. Good morning. What's up, Miss Delgado? You badass, you. What's up, Mr. Danny? Yes, it's 10 in the morning. Yes, I'm drinking because it's launch day. It is launch day. Hang on one second. Where's my bell rhythmia moment? I want to make sure to put this in the comment section. Gotta have the link, man. Gotta have the link. Gotta have the link. Gotta have the link. Noon. We are less than 2 hours away. I'm going to chat with you guys for a while. I am so beyond excited. All right, so thank you. Yeah, it launches today at noon Central. So we're less than 2 hours away. This is, of course, Psycho Sound number 5. And I want to talk a little bit about it because I know some of you guys might not be aware of, what the book is. I mean, some of you guys could be new to the scene, new to the chaos. Psycho Sal is Psycho Sal is good morning, is about a serial killer set in the 1980s, 1986 to be exact, in New Orleans. So I'm going to give a quick overview for anyone who might be watching this that has no clue what it is. So serial killer, 1980s New Orleans. And the way we're doing this book, this first storyline with Psycho Sal is 10 issues long. This is my creator on the IP, my concept and everything with the character design and story concept and etc. So the way, but we're tackling this comic very unique. It's different than in pretty much any comic book that's been done. We're doing these different perspective changes and things like that through this one storyline. So like I said, 10 issues on the first go. The first 3 books are all written from the perspective of the lead FBI agent working the murders, Victor Gray. And the first 3 books were written by Chris Hayes, an incredible, talented writer. He writes a lot of horror comics and extremely, like I said, talented writer. So, I would give Chris my notes and everything, like 3-4 pages of notes. of what I needed to happen and take place, in the story for the first three books, for that perspective. And then he would fill in the blanks. What's up, Brian? And holy hell, he did such an incredible job. I can't brag on Chris enough. If it wasn't for Chris Hayes and McLean McGuire, helping this come together, I truly don't know when this would have gotten done. I can't brag on it enough because again, he's already super busy. He's writing his own books. He's doing his own thing. And he made time to help me out and get this done. So, so with that, he helped create these first three books and really set the pacing for how this story was going to go, and and creating this crazy, helping create this crazy roller coaster ride. Because that's exactly what's up, Jim. That's exactly what it is. This is an emotional roller coaster. So I'm a huge horror fan, big time classic horrors, especially. I mean, obviously, I've got them, tattooed on my arms. Sorry, can't see all that, but so I wanted to approach this book different than what other comics have done. This book is written in a way that is suitable for TV type of treatment and things like that. So we kept that in mind because Lord knows companies are shopping indie markets right now. So we wanted to make something that could work in comic book form and in, television style form, because you never know. So, the first three books are all written from the perspective of the lead FBI agent working the murders. Chris Hayes helped me. He wrote the first three books for me. Then we move into issues 4, 5, and 6, and we change the perspective. Now you're experiencing this exact same story, but now you're seeing it through the eyes of one of the victims. This young lady, Tony Summers, is an absolute angel. She's a sweetheart. She's one of those rare people that you meet that is genuine, that you just automatically fall in love with. She lives in New Orleans with a couple roommates. She's paying her way through college on her own. She works 2 jobs, one of them being a bartender on Bourbon Street in the Quarter. And one, and she works at one of the hospitals working in the children's ward that deals with, terminally ill children and stuff like that. But and she plays the cello, so she's a very, very sweet, very humble, very respectful, laid back person. Very happy-go-lucky. She's not dwelling on drama. She's not dwelling on woe is me bullshit. She's very look at the, better things of life kind of person, and so you're going to experience this ride along with her, where she goes from being this happy, positive, go lucky person, and she slowly, sinks into this world of paranoia, this world of fear, this world of constantly looking over her shoulder because of Psycho Sal starting to stalk her and mess with her mentally and things like that. And then when we get to issues 7 through 10, we change the perspective again. And now you are experiencing everything through the eyes of Psycho Sal himself. You're seeing how he views the world, how he sees his victims, how he interacts with everything around him. And you get to see behind the curtain, so to speak. We've seen comics where they're from the hero's point of view. We've seen comics where they're might be from a villain's point of view occasionally, and or a mixture in the sense of victim and bad guy. Usually it's in movies where you see that, but we wanted to give you this experience where because when you're seeing things through the eyes of the FBI agent, you're seeing things real detached. You're seeing it after the fact. You're seeing the murders after they've already happened. You're seeing the end result. You don't know the person. You don't know, you didn't get intimate with the person. Yeah, we ended up having to change it to 10 issues instead of 9 just to make these to be able to get all the information in I wanted to get in. So you guys get a bonus book. So we wanted to change that because the storytelling is always a detached kind of storytelling in a lot of books in general. So we wanted to bring you in closer to what's happening. So we give you the lead FBI, the detached kind of view, the after the fact sceneries and experiences when the murders have already happened. Then we bring you in with Tony. And like I said, her being an absolute genuine sweetheart, and you get attached to her. You are scared for her. You're emotional for her because she is going to go through hell. And then like I said, when we get to 7 through 10, now you're going to see what pushes the monster. You're going to get exposed to what the monster sees, and it's not a case of like, now a few movies have done this in the past where they kind of tell the monster story, and it's kind of to make you feel sorry for them, kind of like the way Rob Zombie, when he rebooted Halloween, he gave Michael Myers this tragic backstory, this traumatic family that he lived with and things like that, to kind of give you, I guess, to give you a sympathetic view of where he came from. And I don't think that is scary. I think when you connect the audience, to emotional, to the killer, you're creating a sympathetic connection. And I think the more terrifying thing in this world is someone who is doing something for no reason per se. He's not doing it because he was traumatized as a child, or he's not doing it because he was, abused as a child physically or sexually or whatever the case. I think it's more terrifying when there's just pure evil that walks. No, I hadn't really thought about anything like that. We wanted to create this walking terror, that there was no necessarily rhyme or reason of why he was doing it. There was no logical, because there's no logical anytime, but a lot of times people try to explain evil away to, oh, they must have been traumatized as a child, or they must have been, society fell through for them. Like people always want to give some kind of rational excuse to why someone behaves the way they behave. And for me personally, again, I think when it's a something that's just a act of nature in a sense of pure evil, that it's a lot more terrifying. So you will experience all of that information coming from his perspective on the last 4 books. And Lori, like I said, Lori Calcaterra is writing books 4, 5, and 6 for me to give that female perspective. Because, we're not just telling you it's 10 books and there's 3 different sections to the books and it's different perspectives, and then using the same writer to write all the perspectives. Because no matter how talented a writer is, and I can say, Chris is an incredibly talented writer, and I could sit and say, okay, Chris, I need you to tell this one from a female's perspective. Could he do it as a talented writer? Sure. He could write, the majority of it, and it would feel like a different perspective. But it's still going to have his fingerprint on it, his writing style, the way he words things, the way he flows the story. So it would still feel like the same writer, even though we're telling you it's a different perspective. But so by bringing Lori on to really solidify that different perspective, because even though she's telling the same story, now she's going to be telling it from a different character's experience. And then, it being told in her way, her style, her flavor of writing, it's going to truly feel like a different perspective. And then when we get to 7 through 10, I'm hoping to bring Chris back on and Lori as a unit to kind of write, collaborate and kind of write 7 through 10. And the reason for that is, what's up, Jason? Thank you, man. And the reason for that is having two writers, hopefully, on those 4 books. It's going to give this kind of altered personality kind of writing to it, because there's parts of the story that's written by Chris, and hopefully, if Chris has time, I'm praying he does, because there's going to be certain parts of writing in books 7 through 10 that is being written by Chris, and certain parts is being written by Lori. And I think it's going, by doing that, I think, yeah, I need your feet. I'll send you all the foot pics you need, man. What's up, Chris? And there's Chris, guys. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. That's what, and I've got to sit down with Chris and Lori about that, and as you read issues 4, 5, and 6, you'll understand why I'm wanting these 2 different writers combined on one book. But I can't really tell you why, but you'll understand that when you read issues 4, 5, and 6. And I just saw the update also on the Kickstarter for number 4. The books are done printing. They're going to be shipping in the next couple of days. So we'll have, as long as nothing goes wrong with the shipping, we'll have Psycho Sal number 4 in hand next week, and they will be going out to backers. So yeah, I'm so down, but oh my God, because and that's one of the things I love about Chris as a writer, and Lori. Sometimes you tell a writer, okay, here's my story, this is what I need to happen, and they try to change it, and they try to make it flow to what they think it should be. And don't get me wrong, Chris and them will give me feedback on certain things, and I'll take some of their feedback and we roll with it, because it's not written in concrete. It needs to breathe. It needs to evolve, and a lot of creators and writers need to understand that a story has to evolve. It has to breathe on its own. You can't just stranglehold it into this narrow path that you think the story has to go. You just want to keep it on the same direction. You know what I mean? But I give them my concept, I give them my story, I give them my notes, and they intertwine all this together into these books. And they've been very respectful of what I'm trying to do with the story, because we are creating a new thing. This hasn't been done as far as I'm aware of. So we're creating a new thing. We're breaking the mold of how horror comics are written. We're breaking the mold on how comics are being written in these perspective changes. We're breaking the mold also in how serial killers are viewed, because okay, yeah, just let me know. And then because we're breaking the mold, like I said, with even how the serial killer is conception. So the way our serial killer is, the way my Psycho Sal is he's not like traditional serial killers, whether movie or real life. Normally they fit into a profile. They hunt a certain way, a certain type of people, whether it's, all males or all females or brunettes or blondes or, whatever the case. Psycho Sal, there are no profiles. When you read the first book, there's been 4 murders, 2 males and 2 females, and of opposite, racial, background. And so, there is no, oh, well, he's just hunting all males, so all females are safe. Or he's hunting females, so all the males are safe. Or he's hunting only, white people, so everyone else is safe. Or he's only hunting blondes, so everyone else with different hair colors are safe. No, that's not what we're doing with him. He does not give a shit what sex you are, what race you are, whether you're rich, poor, young, old. He does not care. It's what fits his mindset of what he's doing. Horror comics are very unique. They're very difficult to do. A lot of people might think that it's a super easy niche market to do, but it is not. And it's a smaller niche market. You know, it's easy to write superhero shit. It's easy to write, you know, that, oh, give him a tragic background. Now give him a superpower. Boom, you got it. You're done. Roll. You know, that's been done so much. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, he is. And that makes him, that's what legitimately, in my mind, makes him terrifying as hell, because you could literally be the next victim. Anyone can be the next victim, and no one knows who he is. He leaves no evidence. He leaves no clues. Other than his voodoo card and the painting he leaves at every murder. He doesn't make mistakes. You know, and all these things are clues. You know, all these types of things that are happening should be kind of leading you with little breadcrumbs here or there. But for me, as a villain, that is terrifying as hell to me, because I think too many people live in their magic little bubbles where they don't think shit can happen to them. I mean, obviously, we know that. We know that's how the majority of people walk this planet, thinking that they're safe. And that could not be farther from truth. Safety is a delusion, you know, in my mind. You know, you walking out of a store at 10 o'clock at night, and, you know, you're the only person walking across a dark parking lot, leaving your job, and you got your face buried in your phone. You're not paying attention to shit around you. You know, you know, deciding to take a shortcut in a city that you're not familiar with, down an alley you shouldn't be in. You know, people do stupid shit all the time because of this magic little bubble, leaving their front doors open. There's a great example. I mean, I've seen tons of videos where people have their inside cameras on, you know, in their home, because they do have a security system, but their front door is unlocked. And people walk in their door thinking they're in their house, you know, and it's not their home. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And there's McLean McGuire. For those that don't know, McLean is my project manager. He is also the letterer for the book. He creates all the graphics for everything. He does the title dress on everything. The dude is a dude of many talents. Make sure you guys are following McLean if you are not. Make sure you guys are following Chris Hayes if you are not. The same goes with Lori Calcaterra. Make sure you're following her. So, you know, and that's what, and when I went to Chris and when I said, you know, this is Psycho Sal, this is how he is, this is how we get from A to B, and this is what has to be solidified in the story. And, you know, and he is not, you know, he is not anyone you're going to side with. He is not anyone you're going to like. Like I said, we're breaking the mold on this. This dude is pure hate walking. This dude is pure ass evil that, you know, is something you don't ever want to bump into. Like, I mean, like, I can't stress. I know everybody pats themselves on the back about their projects, and I get everybody is super hyped about their projects, but I'm telling you from a person who does a shit ton of reading, a person who does a lot of documentary watching about, you know, serial killers and movies and things like that. I'm a major movie buff and you know, documentary buff, and I'm telling you from a storytelling standpoint, what we are creating, you know, with the help of McLean and the help of Chris and the help of Lori, we're creating something that is unique, something that has not been done that we're aware of, and we're breaking molds with it. And feel free to ask any questions you guys might have, whether it pertains to the book, whether it pertains to the Kickstarter. Kickstarter launches in about an hour and a half. Issue number 5, the second book in the victim's perspective. And for those that have asked before, these aren't flashbacks or anything. This is one continuous timeline. We're just bouncing from one house to the next house to the next house, so to speak. But it's all in the same time frame, 1986. With issue number 4, I think we're entering the fall in New Orleans, and issue number 5 is around that October time frame in the book, I believe, or at least that's what it's supposed to be in the book. Oh, awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it, Chris. Thank you. And make sure you guys, this book is being published under Charter Comics. Make sure, damn sure, you are following Charter Comics. They are an incredible label with Chris and McLean and them running Charter Comics. They got a bunch of great titles under their umbrella so far. The Ferryman and I think the Ferryman and Psycho Sal are their top sellers, I believe. But they've got a bunch of great books. Let me tag that real quick. They got a lot of great books under their umbrella, though. Oh yeah, so we are doing, like, this is the largest Kickstarter to date that I've done. I think I'm at about $5,000 invested into this Kickstarter already, and I mean that's $5,000 out of my own money. Like, the book is 90. Psycho Sound number 5 is like 98% complete. I think there's just a little bit of lettering that has to be done on some re-edits that we had to do, and that's it. Because we do things a little different. Myself and Chris, we kind of do things a little different with our projects. We fully fund our projects before the Kickstarter starts, because as soon as the Kickstarter ends, we want to send the book to print right then, as long as we don't have no editing hiccups or anything like that. And that's what we do. I don't want people waiting 6 months. Right now, give or take a week or so, we are about, on Psycho Sal, we are about 2 months in between each book. That's huge in the indie market. That's huge. Most people take 6 months to a year to put a book out. We're dumping Psycho Sal about every 2 months. We're doing the next Kickstarter. So that's huge. And then those books are in hand with everybody within a few weeks after the Kickstarter ends. Now Psycho Sound number 4, we had a small delay on that because we found, McLean, thank God, he found a couple of art issues inside the book that didn't match script sections that we had to have redrawn, recolored, re-lettered. So that did cause a little delay on issue number 4. Now, don't get me wrong, we're not delayed in the sense of Kickstarters. We're just delayed in my own personal time frame of when I want stuff done. And that's something else I have to give a huge shout out to, for Chris, for McLean, for Lori, for Marcelo, who does my interior art and colors. They are gracious enough to work with my schedule of how quick I need things done. Now, don't get me wrong, we're churning this book out extremely quick compared to other books in the Kickstarter world, but it's great quality. Like, we don't short the quality. Like I said, if I got to delay it 2 weeks to fix some hard issues and stuff, that's going to get delayed and it's going to get fixed, and it's going to get fixed correctly. So we make sure that the book is 150% before it goes out to fans. But we bust our ass and we prepay, I prepay for everything to get it done quicker. But yeah, this is our largest Kickstarter to date with it. Tons of covers on this one. Lots of unique stuff. This is the first time we'll be doing some covers that are, we've got some glow in the, glow in the dark metals, night vision covers, foil. Oh man, I can't, I'm having a brain fart. Some like gold foil covers and things like that. But we're having some stuff, like we got all the badass tiers, which are some badass tiers. We even have the Psycho Sal cosplay tier. I mean, it's only like 3 or 4 of those. So like a lot of this stuff is extremely limited prints, availability for them. Like the Psycho Sal cosplay cover, the Psycho Sal cosplay tier comes with the mask, comes with the rain poncho, comes with the weapon, comes with the police report, the crime scene tape, one of the voodoo cards. It comes with all the cover A's, minus Ryan's cover because he's the featured cover artist, but it has the other cover A's along with the blank. But there's only like 4 of those because of the mask is so damn hard to find. And then there's some books in there that are one of ones that will not be reprinted or anything like that. And all the covers on this Kickstarter are Kickstarter only exclusives. They will not be printed outside the Kickstarter. So we won't have them on our shelf at a table. If you don't get it on the Kickstarter, you're shit out of luck. Other than my cover A will be available at my booth, of course. But all the other guest artists, it's Kickstarter only. Oh yeah, I'm OCD as hell. I'm a perfectionist. I want stuff done. I want stuff done the right way, especially when I'm paying for it. I damn sure want it done the right way. I believe in 100% quality all the time. I don't believe in bullshit excuses. If you don't got the money, save the money. If you can't afford the right people, save the money till you can afford the right people. That is if you're trying to do a certain level of product. Now, there's going to be people that do different levels. Now, I mean, there's some people that spend way more money than I do, even though I'm averaging about $4,000 to $5,000 a book because of cover artists and stuff like that. Most people don't do that. That's not me trying to brag. It's just I want a certain level of book. Now, most time I didn't pay much attention to teachers in school. I was too busy drawing. I got lucky in school though. I pretty much made A's and B's, and I never had to crack a book. And I could be sitting in a class drawing, and I hear everything the teacher says, and it sticks. When I hear stuff verbally, it sticks a lot better than if I try to study. And then I'll do great. So, but I'm a bit of, I want stuff done a certain way to a certain level of quality. I don't believe in the excuses. I don't give a shit about your anxiety. I don't give a shit about your depression. I don't give a shit about your workload. I don't give a shit about none of that because I deal with all of it too. And I managed to meet my deadlines. I managed to do my work. So I expect people to behave the same way or I won't deal with them. So that's one of the reasons I keep my circle around me extremely small is because the people I keep around me are people I know I can depend on and people I can trust to do their best. That's why I work with a lot of the same people, like with McLean and Chris and Lori, etc. I know I can say I need this, and then I can go do my own shit, my own deadlines, and I know when they come to me with the product, it's mint. I don't have to sit and handhold people. I can't stand hand-holding people. If you're going to do this industry, you need to do it no matter what aspect of it you're in. You need to do it at 150% 24/7, or you need to get the hell out. Leave it alone. The fans deserve 150% of our time, 150% of our quality all the time. I don't deal with the bullshit excuses. I don't care that you want to make a post talking about anxiety keeps you from answering PMs or keeps you from doing deadlines. I don't give a shit. I deal with all that same shit like everybody else. And we manage to do what we're supposed to do. So I expect that from everyone, and knock on wood, everyone's been doing that so far. I've only had one or two issues where I've dealt with people that flaked or people that couldn't meet the deadline. And guess what? They got removed from the project and they won't be back. But yeah, so we've got a lot of cool stuff on this Kickstarter. Make sure when you pick your tiers, you pay close attention to the add-ons, because that's where a lot of the cool shit is we just put it on the add-ons page. So it's easier for you guys to add it to your tiers before they sold out. Now, if you see multiple tiers that you want, now, of course, per Kickstarter's way of doing things, not us, you'll need to create multiple Kickstarters to grab multiple tiers. So like if you wanted the Ryan Kincaid tier and you wanted the Psycho Sal cosplay tier, you would have to log into your Kickstarter under one email, pick the Ryan Kincaid tier, pick that option and do that process, then log out, log in under one of your other email accounts and then pick the Psycho Sal cosplay tier. That's Kickstarter's thing. That has nothing to do with us. I think they do that to keep people from manipulating the system or abusing the system, by some asshole grabbing a bunch of tiers and then flake at the last minute. But that's a way you can kind of get around it. So if you're trying to buy multiple tiers, so there's your heads up on it, how you do it. Grab the first tier, get it, your payment information, everything put in till you're done, confirmed, log out, log in under your Gmail or Yahoo or some other email that you have. Most people have multiple emails, and then click the next tier that you want. And then whichever tier, you're going to do the add-ons on, just do that on that tier. But damn sure pay attention. There's some, like I said, there's some stuff on there that is one of three, 3 of those items, 5 of those items, 1 of 1. And the 1 of 1s and stuff come, double signed. They come with numbered. They come with a COA. So, there's some specialties to those. Now, there's going to be some expensive items on that Kickstarter, and then there's going to be the normal stuff. So just make sure you look at everything and enjoy it. But make sure you're paying close attention to Charter Comics. They got a lot of cool stuff coming. Yeah, exactly. We can't stress that enough. Please make sure you look at the add-ons once you pick your tier. As soon as you pick your tier, it'll go to the next option, which says add-ons. Look at those add-ons, because I'm telling you, don't miss out. There's some one of ones, one of threes types of scenarios on there. One of fives, those kind of things. And once they're gone, they're gone. We can't adjust it. We can't add more. We can't, and they won't be available outside the Kickstarter. So yeah, I can't stress that enough. But yeah, so I mean, Psycho Sal is a unique beast. And there's some, man, I'm telling you, he's meant to be hated. Like I tried to explain a while back, in traditional horror stuff, a lot of times people side with the villain. Like I've mentioned before, you side with Freddy. You like Freddy because he's cutting jokes and he's making these one-liners. Welcome to prime time, bitch. Things like that. And you can't help but laugh. And the same goes even for Jason. You kind of feel bad for Jason, because that picture is a little crooked and it's bugging the shit out of me. Because where Jason came from. He was bullied as a child and things like that. And then even the people he's killing, let's be honest, they're all assholes we knew from high school. The rich cheerleader that thought she was better than every damn body, the jock that was a douchebag. Like, we know those stereotypes that they're playing off in that movie, and we didn't like a lot of them, but with Psycho Sal, like I told you guys, we're creating something unique here. He's not cutting jokes. I mean, for the most part, there's not a lot of levity in the story, because it's a serious type of story. It's not meant to be funny. I think a lot of horror movies these days and comics, I think they try to be too funny, and I don't really know why. I mean, I understand some of it's for a bit of a roller coaster. So, but for me, those moments are created by false scares. You feel like something's following you. Something's following you. Oh, the monster's almost on you. It touches you, and you turn around, and it's your friend, and you're like, oh shit, okay. So so those are the ones that get you. You get you. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay. Oh shit. Oh shit. That's the roller coaster ride. I don't think it should be done with a lot of comedy, and I think too much horror these days do too much comedy. So we're going back to more classic stuff where it's a somber setting and this is bad that's happening. You're having people lose their lives to this maniac, and it's not a joking moment. It's not levity moments. It's not light moments. We're trying to set a pace here, and we're doing it like I said, like with Chris and him being respectful, Lori, and being respectful of my concept. I told them how from issue 1 all the way to issue 10, it's a bit of a roller coaster ride, but the roller coaster ride is constantly going up. So the pitfalls are larger. So, because we start that tension on the first book, like right out the gate, you're exposed to some kind of tragedy. What's up, Jeff? Right out the gate on issue 1, you're exposed to a tragedy where the lead FBI agent is standing in front of a headstone talking to this headstone, and you don't know who this headstone belongs to. Is it a wife? Is it a child? Is it a brother? Is it a father, a mother? You don't know. So you're seeing this at the start of the book. You're already exposed to a somber situation, and then it goes straight from that to one of the murders. You're exposed to the crime scene and one of the murders, and there's already been 4 murders at that point. So it's and then that tension and that heat just keeps raising on every single issue, which is what I think great storytelling does. It takes you on this constant anxiety with horror. And it's got you on the edge of the seat from page 1 to the last page, from the first book to the last book. That's in my mind how it should be done. Yeah, it's it's definitely it's, again, me being a horror fan, obviously. I mean, you see the stuff back there, you see the tattoos. um, I grew up watching, 70s horror movies, 80s slashers. I grew up watching Hitchcock. I grew up watching, 1930s and 40s, monster movies. So I've seen all types of movies from A levels to B levels to, great movies to trash. And for me personally, the ones that always kind of stuck with me were always the horror movies that kept you guessing about what was going to happen next and kept you on the edge of your seat. I love the concept of intertwining the storyline and the characters. Even though I'm not a super fan of what we call, was it called, torture porn, which is kind of what Hostel is labeled as, Saw is labeled as. Even though I'm not necessarily a fan of that type of horror, even though I've seen the movies and I enjoyed the movies for what they were, I love the way the stories, especially in Saw, all the characters intertwined around one another, and I love the concept of those stories kind of kept you on the edge of your seat. It's the same way with kind of like the classic Halloween and even the remake of Halloween, the first one by Rob Zombie. Those movies, once the shit hit the fan, it was just balls out chaos until it was over. And that's, and the same thing kind of went with Psycho. It starts out kind of slow and everything, and then just kind of starts building the tension and the pressure until all hell starts breaking loose. There's a great movie that does that also called Identity. If you haven't seen it, it's a great movie. Bunch of great actors in it. And I can't tell you more than that if you haven't seen it, because I will spoil the plot on it. But that's a great movie on how it starts out kind of simple, and then the shit hits the fan, and then it doesn't stop hitting the fan. And it keeps you like, the whole time you're like that. So that's what we want to do. We want to create a story that did that. We want to create a comic that hasn't been done in that way. And we want to create these changes of perspectives and tell a story in a unique way. And then on top of that, we wanted to create a character that is legitimately hated. Because like I said, you may side with Freddy, you may side with Jason because of the cracks or the history. You are not going to side with Psycho Sal. This dude is pure evil walking, and he has nothing but hate and and the way he views people in the world. And like I said, now, and it's not as simple as I'm stating it. It's just I can't give you more plot than that, because there's a lot more underneath that you will discover as we get closer to the end of the book. There's a whole underlying story that is going to be evolving, that is going to make, all of this come together. So it's not just as simple as some psycho that's going on a killing spree. So stay tuned, because it's going to be one hell of a damn ride. No, we haven't. I don't think we've put anyone in the book yet. We've talked about that. We thought about it, and we may still do it, but we just haven't had a chance for it to come up. Yeah, that's the way we're doing Psycho Sal, is we want him to be a staple. He's a permanent character. This isn't a concept of we write Psycho Sal and then we end at issue 10 and then it's done and over. This is not a one and done character. Psycho Sal, obviously, since it's on my damn hand, Psycho Sal is permanent, and that's what that means right there. Psycho Sal is here. He's here to stay. And he is not going to be an easy pushover. I mean, he's like 6'5", almost 300 pounds. I mean, he is a freight train, and he's in the book outside the costume too. You guys have probably seen him, and I've enjoyed the fan mail. That's something else that's been kind of unique. Is I get PMs every once in a while on Instagram or Facebook from people who've read the first 3 books, and they say, "Oh, I think it's this person," or "I think it's this person that's doing it." And some of you may be sitting here going, well, shit, if he's 6'5", almost 300 pounds, he should be easy to spot. You'd be surprised. And it's not because we're trying to like forcefully hide, but it's all part of the story. You'll see how that happens and how that comes to light. But yeah, we wanted to create something because, like I said, this book, 2 parts, is meant to break the mold for how serial killers are viewed, how comics are viewed, how horror comics are viewed, and how they can be done. That it's not just a joke. Because sometimes a lot of people view horror comics as a joke. It's just it's just dick and fart jokes with some slasher shit thrown in, and sadly that is what a lot of them are. I get it. It's it's freaking Jay and Silent Bob meet the Boogeyman. That's about the way a lot of damn horror is, or it's overshot TNA, overdone TNA. A lot of the things you see happening in Psycho Sal is actually happening off camera. Like you're exposed to the aftermath, or you're exposed to the right before the moment happens. Like we're not doing a whole lot of in your face kind of slasher stuff. Like I said, it's more of a throwback to classic horror telling. And a lot of times what happens off camera, even though we may show you a glimpse of what's about to happen, we don't show you it necessarily physically happening, because your mind is going to create a way scarier scenario than what I showed you. So that's something else that we do through the book too. Like I said, this is a whole different thing. If you're not a horror fan, you still need to check this book out. And that's not me just trying to get you to buy the book. I'm telling you, it's a different experience than any type of horror you've been exposed to in the past. It's got some of the same elements, some of the great traditional stuff, but it's more of a thriller, more suspense with horror mixed into it. It's not a hack and slash. It's not torture porn. It's not TNA 24/7. A lot of things you don't see, even some of the nudity that is in the books, you're not necessarily seeing all the nudity. Again, because we want your imagination to run wild with you a little bit. Yeah, it is. You're trying to figure out who the killer is. You're trying to figure out, especially with this perspective with the victim, you're trying to figure out how she's going to get away. You're trying to figure out what's going to happen to her. Like when we start issue number 4, it's all the tension building up to his abduction of Tony. And so you're seeing this emotional and this mental decline of Tony as he stalks her because he toys with his victims. Like he does not just follow someone for a few days, figure out their pattern, and then snatches them, takes them, kills them, and moves on. He will follow someone for weeks prior to taking them. And he'll do stuff like I said, following them, stalking them, standing outside their home or their building, watching them, giving that essence, that presence that someone's constantly around. He even will sneak into their homes and move things around so they start like kind of doubting their own mental state. Like I didn't put that there. I didn't leave that on. I didn't leave the TV on, or I didn't move this over here. Like he mind screws them for weeks before he takes them. And then when he finally does, he'll have them for days on days before he finally, and he's torturing, he's playing mind games. I mean, like the one quote that I had posted on social media, where he made the quote about God. I mean, that's the type of things he's doing to someone. He made, like I said, he made that quote. I was hoping I could find it here real easy, tell you the quote, but of course I'm not gonna be able to find it. But it was roundabout the way, what if I told you, actually I may have it right here. Hold on. Because I want to make sure I quote it right, of course. So Oh, did I not have it? Anyway, it's on my page somewhere, but it's it's a quote, pretty much. I'll just kind of give you the basic overview, but it's like, what if I told you God didn't care? What if I told you God has abandoned his little pets? That kind of thing, because that's what he'll do to people. Like he will mind screw them, playing on their faith or playing on, whatever to really cause, not only physical pain and torture, but the mental side of it too. Like he's not a good dude. um, Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a good way to point to, yeah, like McLean just said, that's a good way to look at it too. It's not about being a fan of horror thrillers. The story is just smooth and flows very well. It's the storytelling you want to be a part of, and put that pulls you in, and it does. Like I said, from the very first page in the very first book, you're exposed to Victor standing at a headstone, and you can't see the name on the headstone. So right out the gate, you're being pulled in an emotional sense. You're being pulled in as like, oh shit, somebody died. And man, who is it though? Like, I wonder who that is. I wonder who he's talking to. Like, so it automatically pulls you in. And then bam, the very next page, you're pulled to one of the crime scenes where a murder just, a victim's been found. And so you go to that emotional side of it. You're in the shit of it, in the heat of it. And, but like I said, it's one of those things, whether you're a horror fan or not, Psycho Sal is damn sure going to be up your alley. I'm telling you that. I've had plenty of people who's, I told the book about at Comic Cons, and they go, oh, well, I'm not really into horror. That's just not my thing. And I'll tell them straight up, no, trust me, this is your thing. You need to read it. I've given away copies of my book to prove that point to someone at a con, and then they come back to the con the next day buying the other two books, issue number 2 and 3. I've done that because I'll put my money where my mouth is. And I'm telling you right now, Psycho Sal is a whole different ballgame. And I know people brag about their own shit. I get that. But I'm telling you, from someone that, someone who cares about the quality of shit he puts out, that I'm not going to put out trash. I'm not going to put out half-ass stuff. I put my money where my mouth is. That's why my books cost me more to create than what it costs other people. And I'm not saying that they're not putting their money where their mouth is. It's just I want my shit at a certain level, and I'll spend the money to get it there if I need to. And, and I'll do it, of course, out of my own pocket. Now, I pray to hell that you guys as fans show up and show out on the Kickstarter so I can recoup my money that I've spent. Trust me, that is nerve-wracking as hell, but knock on wood, so far you guys have shown up, showed crazy love, and I've made back my money that I spent on these books. Because most people, they may only be spending $2,000 or $3,000 creating their book, and I'm spending $4,000 or $5,000 per book, and we're up to issue number 5's Kickstarter. And the fact that we can sit here and say that we're on issue number 5, and we just passed the 1 year anniversary for issue number 1, like a month or two ago, we passed the 1 year anniversary of when we launched the first Kickstarter, and we're launching the 5th Kickstarter this month. That's a huge bragging thing to say, that the book has been well received enough that I've made back my money I've spent on these books to be able to do the next book. And you guys have bought and shown support. I've had to order tons of restock over this past year for issue number 1. And hell, soon we'll be going into probably second print of issue number 1, which I'll probably do a new cover for second print. But I couldn't do that if it were not for McLean. If it were not for, sorry, I hiccuped right there. I got the hiccups now. If it were not for McLean, if it were not for Chris, if it were not for Lori, Marcelo, Elise doing the edits, if it were not for these people breaking their ass, Dave Kemp and Dan Kemp helping with some of the cover art, cover colors, if it were not for these people respecting what I'm trying to do, and respecting the character and respecting the timelines, we would not be this close. Because again, the norm, most Kickstarters for a book, it's once a year, so and that's not me throwing shade on them. That's Most people, they need the money from their Kickstarter to create their book. So they'll create, maybe a cover or two and maybe a page or two interior, and then they have to wait for the Kickstarter end to collect the money to finish the book. I refuse to do that because I'm too paranoid about time frames. I can't stand the idea of my shit taking 6 months or a year plus to come out per book, because out of sight, out of mind. And I think that's one of the other things people have loved about this book is the fact that we've gotten it out so quick. I don't have no clue. I don't pay no attention to what they do. I'm I'm not really into TNA books, so I don't know what they do, but more power to them. I have no idea. Um, but Okay, so issue number 4, that started the female perspective, or I mean the victim's perspective with Tony. So in issue number 4, you get to see all that tension rise as he's stalking her, he's mind screwing her, messing with her, and then he takes her. Issue number 5 is now you are seeing in the madhouse. Now you are in the you're in the warehouse. You're in the location where Psycho Sal does what he does. You're seeing what he's done to Tony. When you catch up to Tony in the warehouse, it's been 4 days since her abduction. Um, you know, excuse me, not 4 days since her abduction. Issue number 4. Sorry, I was looking at something. Damn it, I didn't mean to hit that. So yeah, so issue number 4 was the mind games and everything before he took her. Issue number 5, he has her. So you're seeing, you're seeing with issue number 5, you're seeing, a ton of, like, let me pull up the images for the book, like it's because it's done. Let me pull it up because I don't want to give you too much, but let me give you just a little bit. Let me pull up all the pages here. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? There it is. So, in this, sorry. So in issue number 4, you're learning who Tony is. You're learning her day-to-day life. You're learning all of this about her. You're still seeing the difficulties the FBI agents are having trying to catch the murderer. The frustration they're dealing with. You're seeing more interaction with with Victor and the headstone at the cemetery. And then you start seeing this, the slow stalking of Tony. And then issue number 5, you get to see more of that chaos. You get to see more of how the paranoia. With issue number 5, you're really seeing how the paranoia is taking over for Tony. How she, like, even though it's the fall, like it's like this negative energy has just like gotten into her bones, about being terrified and paranoid. She's walking around cold all the time because of this evil that is, technically hovering over her. Because again, you're seeing these moments where, he's, in issue 4, you saw these moments where he's in her home watching her sleep, things like that. And so you see her, in issue number 5, you see more of that where she's just, drowning in this essence of fear. And until the final, moment where you see her abducted. And so, you're going to experience all of that raw emotion and that trauma firsthand, technically. I know it's through her eyes, but you know what I mean? It's being told as a firsthand perspective. So you're going to see that. You're going to see how she starts, losing her control with her thought processes and living in this state of constant fear. And I think that's some of the most traumatic thing you could ever do to someone, to where every single look they do, every single breath they take, every single move they make is in constant fear. And then when we get into issue number 6, that's where you're going to experience the warehouse. You're going to see the hell that Tony's been pulled into. So yeah, and like I said, it's all that constant raising of pressure from the first book to, all the way through. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, you have to. You got to. The fan, like I said, I've said it many times in the past. I'll never understand how fans are never made as the number one priority. If you're going to be in this industry, whether you're an artist, a writer, a creator, I don't give a shit what you are. If you're going to be in this industry, the fans have to be a priority. And if you're going to do work, you need to try to do the best work you can. And that's why the police song. I don't even know what the police song is. You're losing me, Brian. So that's what you want to keep an eye for. Keep an eye for the clues. Keep an eye out for the emotional cues that are going to happen through the book, and try to figure out who the killer is. Like I said, it's going to be someone in the book, you've seen in the book. So try to figure that out. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to hang out with you guys until the launch, if that's cool with you guys, because we have about 45 minutes till the launch. Let me pull it up on my other browser here, so I can hit that damn launch button when it's ready. Let me make sure. Where is that? There it is. I'm ready to launch. There we go. 30 days, baby. But I need you guys to show up and show out on this one. Because like I said, I went higher on this one than I have on any of the other Kickstarters. We also, for issue number 5, we brought in a new colorist. With the colorist that did issues 1, 2, 3, and 4, sadly will not be with us any longer. Like I told you guys, I refuse to put out any type of work that is not up to my level of quality. And sadly, on the last 2 issues, we had a couple of color problems that had to be dealt with. And so to help solve that problem for the future, we brought in a new colorist, and I believe it's a she. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's a she. I could be wrong. Absolutely beautiful colors. I cannot wait for you guys to see the colors for issue number 5. We gave Marcelo 2 or 3 weeks longer to draw the interior pages for issue number 5. So he did some tweaking to his style a little bit to create a bit more higher level of quality also. So thank you to him for that. So the interior quality art is a extra level. The colors are an extra level. Then, like I said, of course, we got Lori Calcaterra doing the writing on these 3 books, and Lori's see, that's the other thing too. That's why, again, I can't brag enough about Chris and Lori. Now, other writers, I'm sure, do this too. I just don't know those. I can't vouch for anyone else because I haven't worked with them. So I'm not saying anyone else doesn't do this. So don't get ass hurt, okay? But Chris approaches my book and writes my book as if it's his own book. You get what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, when you hire them to do something, just because it ain't their stuff, they just kind of do it and push it out the door. Chris and them swings for the fences. Lori does the exact same thing. They're writing it. I mean, and that's how they should view it. Even though they're taking my notes, my ideas, and they're filling in the blanks and they're connecting all the dots and they're writing that, it still should reflect who they are as a person. And that's why you should always bring your A game. Don't half-ass anything for anybody. If you don't want to do a project, just don't do it. But damn sure don't take a project, and then half-ass it. Because it still reflects you. If you're drawing the interiors, even though it may not be your own personal project, or it may not be a project you necessarily want to do, but it's a paid gig, still put 110% into it, or don't do it at all. So huge kudos to them for that. The fact that they view my project with that level of respect, and they stick to the core things that I need to happen, because I don't handhold. I give them my 3, 4, 5 pages of notes about these are the key moments that I need to happen. These are the key characters that needs to be involved. This is how the story needs to flow through these certain sections. And then I let them fill in the blanks and do all the others, so they have a bit of creative energy into it too. And then, of course, they're allowed to give feedback and suggestions and things like that too. So, You got to be mindful of that. Like I said, you got to treat it as its own living, breathing thing, and you have to let it evolve a little bit in certain things. You can't just be, straight lined about every inch of it. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of talent out there, man. There's a lot of great writers that can help you bring that stuff together for sure. And that's what I tell people, just because you got an idea, because I'm not a writer. Now, could I have sat down and eventually figured out how to write this book? Yes, I could have. Could I have done some research, done some classes, online, looking on how to write horror comics or whatever? Yes, of course, I could have. But I want shit done now. And and the fastest way to get to now is your pocketbook, or trading out favors with someone. Hey, you write this book for me and I'll do this cover for you. And don't be afraid to do that either. I've done that. I've worked out trades with people like, hey, you do this cover and I'll do a cover for you. Or you do this, you write this book and I'll do this cover for you. So yeah, I mean, we've done, don't be afraid to do trades with people to make shit happen, But yeah, feel free to ask any questions, you guys. Like I said, I'm going to hang out with you for the next, 30, 35, 40 minutes and launch this Kickstarter at noon. But like I said, guys, make sure you show up and show out. I want to break some records on this one. I think the highest Kickstarter we've had was 6,700. And now don't get me wrong. Don't nobody get that twisted. That was $6,700 Kickstarter off of $6 and $8 books. And it wasn't because our quality sucked. We wanted the first 4 books. We left them extremely affordable for everyone. I don't care what income level you had, whether it's, government assisted income, fixed income, retirement income, or, you made, middle America pay, or you made 6 figures. Everyone could afford those Kickstarters. We made them extremely affordable, and we still did 6,700, $5,000, etc. on Kickstarters. That's huge when you look at what other Kickstarters were charging for the same quality books. They were charging $20 regular books, $50 exclusives, $100 exclusives, $100 all cover bundles. We were doing all cover bundles for like $60 or $50. So for us to sit back and say we did, $5,000, $6,000, almost $7,000 Kickstarters off of $6 and $8 books, $5 all cover bundles. And we did it in a horror niche market, which is smaller. And we did it as a new creator, which means it's smaller. That book did incredibly well. They all have. So now on this Kickstarter, we haven't raised prices to just for the sake of raising prices on stuff. We just moved the prices to be on par with the other Kickstarters that are floating around that have similar popularities as us. We're not talking about big dog Kickstarters. We're talking about just Kickstarters that has a similar level of popularity. We just moved our prices in range of those. And even then, we're still cheaper than those. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a couple of $8 books on the Kickstarter, a couple of I think $10, $15 books. But then there's some $20 books, some $30 books. There's some $100 medals. There's some, $400 one of one, gold foil metal, whatever type of covers. So there's some high end stuff on there too. And the stretch goals, my God, dude, we've got some awesome stretch goals for this one. The one I'm super, like I said, I want to break some molds, break some barriers on this one. I want to see this thing. In the first day, I want to see Psycho Sal $5,000. And I know you guys can do it. Just show up and show love. And like I said, whether you're showing love by sharing the Kickstarters, whether you're showing love by buying one of the $8 books or the $10 books, it doesn't matter. Every little bit helps. I love every single one of you, no matter how you support the Kickstarter. It's not going to be one of those things where I'm disappointed because you could only buy a $10 book. I promise you, you're just as important as everyone else. And I love you for it. So make sure you are ready. Let's see. But the one I'm super excited about that I want to see happen, that a lot of people claim cannot happen in horror Kickstarters, I want to see the 20K mark broke. Now, don't get me wrong. I know if I threw a bunch of TNA at Psycho Sal, it would break 20K in a heartbeat because I've seen books that have nothing but shit ass stories with TNA in it break 20K, 30K, and there ain't nothing special about those books but TNA. So I know I could go that route and I could slap a bunch of TNA, a bunch of shock value in Psycho Sal and hit those marks. I don't want to do that. I want us to hit those marks off of a quality book with badass writing, badass interior art, and badass covers. That's what I want to do. So, and if we break the 20K, every single physical backer of Psycho Sal gets a Psycho Sal t-shirt. Every single one. A t-shirt of your size. I appreciate it, Brian. And here I'll give you guys these. You know, these are the glimpses. Like I said, when I'm saying quality, I'm not bullshitting with you. You know, like, and this Kickstarter has 2 firsts on it. It has the first ever cosplay cover for Psycho Sal with Ivy cosplay, and it has the first ever nude cover. It's not fully nude, but it's nude. It's, you know what I mean. And that's a first on Psycho Sal. And again, we're not doing nude for the sake of doing TNA. Like it's to get a point across with the character of who he is. This is how evil he is, that he would do someone this way. And, you know, like I said before, don't get it twisted. This ain't a sexualizing abuse or anything like that. And it's not a woman thing. Remember, by the time you've read these books, there's been 4 or 5 murders total. And 2 of them were males and 2 of them were females. So don't get it twisted with any woke bullshit, okay? Because the next victim that's coming up in 7 through 10 is a male victim. So like I told you guys, Psycho Sal doesn't give a shit about your color. He doesn't give a shit about your sex, whether you're rich or poor, okay? But, you know, I mean, like, dude, come on. Look at that badass cover. Artwork by me, colors by the incredible Dave Kemp. You know, it's an homage, of course, to, you know, to Batgirl 41, one of my favorite covers with the Joker. And then, like I said, we've got the adult version of it. And like I said, again, it's not sexualizing anything. It's just showing you how hateful and evil this guy is. You know, and then we got, you know, Ryan Kincaid. Now, some of these are trade dress covers. Some of it's got logos on it already. So, but everything's got a trade dress. But I just happen to have these images on my computer. I mean, dude, look at that damn cover by Ryan Kincaid, man. I mean, he made Psycho Sal freaking cool looking as hell. And this will give you like a good idea of how big Psycho Sal is. I mean, that's Sarah Dinks. And Sarah's like 6'1", you know, 6 foot. She's you know, in her boots. She's a tall girl. She's a badass. You know, that's Special Agent Sarah Dinks right there, and that's Psycho Sal. And Ryan killed that cover. And then, like I said, we got the first ever cosplay cover, and I can't brag enough about Ivy and her husband, who does the photography. She absolutely killed this cover for the cosplay cover of Sarah Dinks. I mean, she made her badass. She made her beautiful. She made her sexy. You know, and then even on the risque version, she still kept her badass and sexy. Like, it's not, you know, this isn't TNA or anything like that. Well, obviously it's not TNA. It's just a risque with no shirt on, but she's covered. Most people consider that what was a risque cover, but you know, it makes sense. Like, even for the image, like, it has to make sense to me for even nude covers. It has to make sense. I can't, like, drawing so-and-so female naked and bent over in a graveyard makes no sense to me. Like, the shit just doesn't sail in my head, concept wise. But, you know, like this right here could be an obvious thing that could happen. You know, you know, you've been a person who come home from work, you take off your, you know, your coat, you take off your shirt, you're getting ready to take off your pants and put on, you know, a night shirt or put on a loose hoodie or whatever the case. And then you hear something, and the first thing you do is grab the last thing that you could get your hands on, which may have been her coat. And, you know, and she puts it on to cover herself while she, like, it, see what I mean? Like, when you think of a backstory to why did she just do that, it makes sense when you look at it that way. And then we have Sean Forney's cover, who absolutely killed it. Huge thank you to all these guest artists that wanted to be a part of this project. I thank you so much. But Sean did an incredible cover. He did the color work on it. Absolutely killed it. And then of course we brought Anna on with her cover. She did the colors, the concept, everything. She even did the lettering in the background for it. So a huge thank you to her for being part of the project. And make sure you guys look at her cover and try to find all her hidden bananas. Anna hides bananas because, Anna Banana, she hides bananas in all of her cover art. So make sure you guys, when you grab her cover, try to figure out where all the bananas are. And then, of course, Ken Hunt with the colors on his by Sean Fournier. Absolutely beautiful, creepy cover. Absolutely killed it. Unique style. And then, like I said, Sean did an incredible job on the colors. And then we brought, we also have, where the hell's Ruth's cover? Where did Ruth's cover go? Do I not have the colored version of Ruth's cover? Hang on one. How do I not have that? Let's see. Hang on one second. Let me grab Ruth's cover real quick. Bear with me a second. Did that work? Why's that not working? Hang on, guys. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, so let me add that. Where's it at? Boomity boom. Where you at, Ruth? There you are. Okay, so there, there's Ken's cover, and then of course here's Ruth's cover. Sorry, the quality isn't very good on this one. I just copied and saved it real quick, so that's why it's not. I promise you, it's super clearer than this. I don't know why it didn't save. Let's try it like this. No. Hang on one second. Bear with me. I'm trying to figure out why that didn't save pretty. So okay, so it's pretty there. Bear with me. All right, let's try that again. All right, let's see if this quality is a little better. Don't know why I did that, but hang on one second. There we go. Okay, and this is a first also. This is a first. I forgot about this one. So 3 firsts. First new cover, first cosplay cover, and this is the first ever cover colored by me. Ruth did an incredible job with it. She almost created like a classic comic book panel page. So the very top, you have one of the cemeteries in New Orleans. Then it's separated by the crime scene tape. And then it's Sarah Dean standing there with her gun, her badge, and it's raining in the background on that center panel. And then the bottom panel separated by some more crime scene tape with a knife on the ground and a reflection in the knife with all the blood splatter. So Ruth did a great job on this cover. And then I actually colored it. My first ever published colored cover. So be gentle. It's my first. But I think it turned out pretty damn good considering it was my first ever colored project. Sadly, everyone else was tied up, and I was like, oh, hell, I'll just try to color it myself. And I think I did pretty good. And then, of course, we brought Amy Good back with her cover. this beautiful image of Tony playing her cello with surrounded by the energy of the music and everything. Her just being lost in the magic of the music. So yeah, like I said, man, tons of great covers on this one. Artists brought their A game for damn sure. So make sure you guys are ready. We got about 30 minutes. What's up, Alex? No, this is Kickstarter number 5. No, we've been around a minute. Yeah, it's one of the top producing horror comics, really, for an indie creator. What's up, Jim? What's up, everybody? Yeah, that's right. That's right. As soon as issue number 5 goes to print, we'll have Ken's black and white cover for issue number 5, because obviously we can't mail out the black and white when we mail out the forward backers, because we can't have anybody having the number 5 books. What we had done on Kickstarter number 4, we did a pre-show copy of Ken's book. So what'll happen on that is it's a pre-show. So all you're doing is getting access to his cover in a black and white only format that will not be on Kickstarter number 5. Like Kickstarter number 5, it's a full color version. So the black and white version of it was only available as a pre-sale, pre-show tier on Cycle Style number 4. Now, once Cycle Style number 5 Kickstarter's done and the book goes to print, that's when we'll ship out the black and whites, because we can't have anybody having access to the book before everyone else has the opportunity to get it too. But you got that early access to get a specialty cover that was black and white only for that Kickstarter only. So yeah, those are shipped when issue number 5 ships. So the design for the t-shirts that people had access to recently, the one that said Psychopath on the front and the back said Psycho Sal Tour 1986. That's the books. That's the ones that went to the public. The ones that'll be available as a stretch goal on the Kickstarter if we hit 20K. And look, guys, I'm telling you, I need you guys to show up and show out. I need you guys to share this Kickstarter when it goes live. I need you guys to help promote it. I do too much for the community not to expect the community to throw a little bit back. I'm just saying. I'm one of the few artists that does a lot of giveaways and things like that. So I need you guys. Same thing goes for you retailers that are listening. You guys who I jump in your videos and I share out your videos to my followers, and I share out your Kickstarters, and I share out your comic store information. I need you guys to show up and do the same damn thing. It's time to scratch my back a little bit. I really haven't said that in the past on Kickstarters, but I'm saying it on this one. If I've done for you, I expect you to do for me on this one. I'm not shitting you. I'm not shitting you. I expect you guys to do. I promote a lot of you guys, and I need you guys to return the favor. I've never really said that in the past on the others or mentioned it, but I'm mentioning it now. I need you guys to show up. So, all you guys I promote, Gabe's Cave, Top of the World, Chimera, Comics Elite, Pastime Comics. I know I'm forgetting some people. Replay, Toys and Collectibles. I know I'm forgetting some people, but all you guys I promote, I need you guys to show up and show love. So be ready. I'm going to expect it. And I know some people are like, well, you shouldn't do things thinking people might do for you. No, hell no. Hell no. If I promote you, I expect the same in return. This is definitely a scratch my back world in the comic industry. I'm sorry. It just is. I've seen a lot of people, a lot of business, by promoting and sharing them to my followers. So I'm going to expect the same in return. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying it. So far, I haven't heard anything bad. Everybody's bragged about the book. Everybody's loved it. I mean, even people who just bought issue number 1 to give it a shot, have come back the next day at a Comic-Con and bought the other 2 issues, or contacted me, after the show, asking me to ship them the other 2 books. So yeah, awesome. Thank you, man. You guys be sure, man. Now look, I need you guys to back it too. I'm gonna go ahead and put everybody on call. I need you guys to back it. There's some $8 books on that. Everybody out there can afford an $8 book. There's a couple of like $10 books or $15 books. I need y'all to skip Starbucks today and buy the book. So, like I said, even though we've raised some of the prices on stuff to be on par, with other projects that are in our lane of popularity, there's still some affordable stuff on there. So definitely don't just think that there's not something on there for everybody. There's definitely something on there for everybody. I mean, hell, even my cover is only on there for like $20. This day and age, you can't do shit else with $20. Let's just be honest. So yeah, I mean, like other Kickstarters were doing $30 book A's, you know what I mean? So we've got a couple of $8 books still on there. And then like my book, I think my cover is like $20. So that's still affordable in the grand scheme of things when it comes to indie books. Sadly, the bad thing about when you're self-published and you're funding stuff your own dime and you don't have a big corporation behind you carrying all the advertisement billings, carrying all the printing billings, carrying all the production, and you're just kind of sitting back, being the creator of the book or drawing the book or whatever the case may be. We can't sell books for $4.99 or $3.99. We're not doing 3,000 print run books. You get what I'm saying? So we don't get to get books for $1 and something a piece to print. For those that don't know, these regular covers cost us $4 a book to print, just for a regular cover. And so that's not counting when you get into metals or foils or die cut covers or glow in the dark covers or hollow foil covers or any of that other nonsense. Just for regular down trade dress cover, it's $4 a pop, and that's not counting the shipping. That's just to have the book printed. That doesn't count. That still doesn't count. Paying the letterist, paying the artist, paying the colorist, paying the writer, paying the editor, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That goes into every single book. Yep, 20 minutes. 20 minutes. So here's the things you want to pay attention to if you're a big collector. One of ones, they're on there. Specialty covers, badass. Come signed, numbered, COA, etc. There's some stuff on there that is 1 of 5, 1 of 10. And when I say 1 of, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, you know what I mean? 1 through 10, 1 through 5. But there's only 5 of those items created. There's only 3 of those items created. There's only 1 of those items created. Like I said, there's stuff on here that's never been on the other Kickstarters. Sketch options are on there for a sketch cover tier. The cosplay tier, the slaughter pack tier. The slaughter pack tier is badass. Comes with the rain poncho, comes with the police report, comes with a voodoo card in an actual evidence bag. Comes with one of the knives signed by Psycho Sal. Comes with some of the crime scene tape. It has all the, cover A covers in it, minus, of course, Ryan's cover since he's the featured artist on the Kickstarter, and the blank, etc. And then, of course, all the stretch. And there's other badass stretch goals on there. We're doing some, we're doing some cool stickers on it. We're doing some cool, let's see, mini prints, and we're doing some other cool stuff that's on there too. Like they're kind of normal stretch goal stuff that you see on most Kickstarters. I think the most unique that now I'm not saying it hasn't been done, but I haven't seen it done, is the fact that we're doing t-shirts for everyone that physically backs the Kickstarter. And a physical backing means you bought one of the tiers or one of the books or something like that. You know, if you just bought the PDF, that doesn't qualify. It's got to be what we call physical backings. Um, um, and I've personally never seen that done. But we got to get to the 20K. But what I want to see in the first day, and I know damn well we can do it, I want to see that damn 5K broke in the first day. We've done it before. I want to see it again. You got, and also remember this, please. You know, they do not take your money immediately when you back the Kickstarter. So you've got an entire month to save up the money to get whatever you need. So again, that's why I'm a big believer in, you know, you can't really say, oh, I wanted to get something, but I couldn't afford it. Let's just be honest. You can afford it because you have 30 days to save up $10. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, you can grab one of the $10 covers, the $8 covers, or the $20 covers, and you got all damn month to save that damn money. So please don't think that you can't get something because you're thinking they're going to take the money immediately today. That's not what they do. So the Kickstarter runs for 30 days. Then when the Kickstarter ends on that last day, the very next day, you know, give or take, they'll pull the payment. So you got plenty of time. So make sure you remember that. Make sure you keep that in mind. You got time to get that in. So be ready, man. We got almost 15 minutes. Oh, I'm so nervous. So nervous. uh, I'm getting that queasy feeling in my stomach, you know, that I always get. Oh, man. Just checking this thing real quick, make sure nobody had no questions on these posts. But yeah, just keep that in mind. It's you know, you've got an entire month to make sure that you have the money. So you should be just fine. Um yeah, I kind of feel like nauseous at the moment. Like now I'm like super damn nervous, which I don't know why the hell I'm being nervous. I mean, you guys have shown love on every you know, Kickstarter, so I don't know why the hell I'm feeling nervous. Uh, Whew. That's right, dude. You got to. Well, dude, you know, I'm a big believer that when you're excited about a project, other people get excited. And, you know, and as a creator, you know, and an artist, this is a major accomplishment, you know, for a artist to have their own comic. I mean, that's what we all dream of one day. Is we usually have two dreams, either our own comic book or a comic shop. So you know, this project is something that I'm super proud of. It's something that I invest a lot of money in up front to have done. that I invest a lot of time and energy into, and making sure it's done quality level. Because our book is actually, I got a little news flash for you. Our book is actually a better printed quality than Marvel and DC. So that's one of the reasons I'm super damn proud. Like you go right now. If you own a copy of Psycho Sal, you go grab the book. You go grab a Marvel comic, a DC comic, an Image comic. You go grab it right now, and you open it up, and our quality is better than theirs, or right on same par level, if not a tad bit better. Like we use a little bit thicker paper, a little bit thicker it's all like legit quality, which means more money. Yeah, of course I could definitely print it cheaper, but it wouldn't be as high a quality. So I'm beyond I'm beyond I'm beyond proud of it. So yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, man, dude. Like I said, man, it's been one hell of a ride, man. I mean, like I said, this is something all artists dream of. Whether they admit to it or not, it is. At some point, they've thought that, man, I wish I had my own comic, or oh, I've got this idea or that idea, but I don't have the money to do it, or I don't know how to do it. It's a terrifying thing. I mean, like my stomach is like bubbling right now from nervousness because, like I said, I approach my book different than the majority of indie creators. My book is 98% complete, give or take, by the time I activate this Kickstarter. Like, I mean, it's almost done. That I've spent almost $5,000 on this book out of my own pocket. Now, not promised money, not I'll owe you when the Kickstarter's over with money. I mean, every single person that has a hand on this book has been paid. Every cover artist, interior artist, colorist, writers, the whole 9 yards. Everything has been paid on this book. Right at $5,000 out of my own pocket. So nervousness, because I mean, there's no guarantee that people will show up and buy. Even though I've got a solid fan base that have been great, that still doesn't mean, that it's going to go the way I want it to go. I mean, I've got to make $5,000 on this Kickstarter just to break even. Then I got to make $6,000, technically $6,500 to cover printing costs. That's the only thing that legitimately hasn't been paid yet, is the printing cost, because we don't know how many we're going to print. And we don't know that until the Kickstarter is over with, because we don't print a big quantity and then have books left over. We print exactly what's meant for the Kickstarter. So the books are exclusive to the Kickstarter. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you don't back the Kickstarter, you're not going to get an Anna cover. You're not going to get a Ryan Kincaid cover. You're not going to get a Ken's cover. If you don't back the Kickstarter, you're not going to get those covers. And that's to create the importance of supporting the Kickstarter. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm nervous as hell right now. I mean, I need it to break, in order to just break even. And when I say around $1,500 to print the books, that's me just kind of going off on how many copies we had to print for previous books. Now I'm hoping it's more than that for this. I mean, I'm hoping that we get more backers on this one, because we're hoping to pull in Ryan's fan base, Anna's fan base, Ken's fan base, Sean Forney's, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm hoping more of you guys show up and show out for this that may have never backed the book. Because I'm telling you right now, the book is worth backing because of the quality, because of the story. Like I mentioned earlier, it's not your normal hack and slash type of horror. It's a true thriller, suspense kind of horror. So even if you're not a fan of horror, I'm telling you, you're going to be a fan of this. I mean, you are legit going to be a fan. I've had too many people sit and tell me how they're not a horror fan, buy this book, or me give them a copy to prove my point, and then come back the next day at a show and buy the other books. So I know damn well what I'm talking about. So yeah, dude, it's you know, I'm excited. I love this book. I love the concept. And like I said, you know, we've got a new book that'll be dropping around the first of the year called Cycle of the Blood Moon. And that's going to be another one that's going to blow you guys away. And that one's a bit more, that one will be a bit more epic. That'll probably be like a 20 issue book. So be ready for that one too. But Psycho Sal, yeah, I'm super excited about it. You know, like I said, I'm excited because again, of us creating unique stuff here. You know, horror hasn't been done like this in a long time. There hasn't been a character like this ever, really. So creating those unique things and changing or attempting to kind of change the view of people's thoughts on horror in general, I think that's a big deal. And we're trying our best to do that. Oh, I'm so down. I feel like I'm gonna puke. I feel like I'm gonna puke. I get this is the first time I've ever been live with you guys up to the launching of a Kickstarter. So you'll have to forgive me because I feel like I'm gonna puke. And I do this every damn time. Because, like I said, you know, even just a break even, it's like 6,500. So I need people to because I went bigger on this one. The interior art quality is bigger. The interior colors quality is bigger. The guest names that I have on the project are bigger. Uh, Ooh. The concept of these stretch goals are a little bigger, you know, especially the 15K and the 20K marks. The add-ons with the type of different one-offs and one, you know, 5 of this or 3 of this type covers, those are more expensive to do. So, ooh, I hope you guys are here. I feel like I want to puke. 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna puke. Oh my god, that nervous man. I get like this every time. It's just this is the first time you guys have seen me live while it's happening. Matter of fact, hold on, I gotta mute you. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm not gonna puke, but how the hell do I? Is this how you do it? Okay, sorry about that. I had to run tinkle, but apparently I'm gonna have to fill out a thing from maintenance guy because my when I went to the bathroom earlier, I went in there and the water was still running in the toilet, and I pulled off the thing and looked, and the water isn't coming back into the bowl. So let me fill out a maintenance thing here real quick so I don't forget because I will forget. Yep, 5 minutes. 5 minute warning. 5 minute warning. Let's see. Okay, there we go. What's up, James? We're waiting on the Kickstarter. We are 3 minutes. 3 minutes. That's actually a true point. Well, does it count if I like show feet pics? Like maybe we can get some viewers that way. That's probably true though. If I puked right now, it'd probably go viral. That is legit, damn true. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. The launch of Psycho Sal #5. Like I said, guys, we can't stress this enough. When you pick your tier and you go to the next page that shows your add-ons, pay attention to those add-ons. There's some badass add-ons on that add-on. So grab the ones that you really want because a lot of them are limited quantities. And when I say limited, I mean one of one, 5, 3, 10, those type of quantities. So don't sleep on them because this is what I want. I want to see us in the first, I want to see this thing funded in the first few minutes. $1,500 is the funding mark. I want to see that in the first few minutes. There's no reason we can't do it. Then I want to see 5K in the first day. So guys, as soon as this damn thing goes live, please jump on, back it, get whatever you need. Remember, you can back it now. They don't take the money now. They don't take the money till the end of the run. So be ready, guys. Can't stress it enough, man. Be ready. I need you guys on this one. I put a lot of money into this one out the gate, man. Like I said, but it's going to blow you away. You guys are going to be so damn excited about this. Oh, man. Oh, forgive me. I'm tired. Oh, 1 minute. 1 minute. Oh, my God. Here we go. Here we go. Get ready. Oh, my God. I feel like I'm going to puke. Oh, I'm going to puke. I'm going to puke. There it is. We're launching. Hopefully, they'll let us go automatically active. Sometimes they could delay it by a couple minutes. We are live. Go get them, boys. We are live. We are live. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna puke. God. All right, guys, let's blow it up. Let's blow it up, baby. Where's my damn link to copy the damn link? Somebody do me a favor and put the link to the Kickstarter in the chat here. I was trying to do it, but maybe I have to do it from, let me see if it'll let me do it from my phone. Thank you, man. I don't know why it wouldn't let me do it. It kept doing like this giant damn text of shit, and I didn't want to put that in it. Um, Thank you. I'm just sharing to a couple places. Oh hell yeah, awesome, James. All right, let me send this link out to. Bear with me. I'm just sharing the link out uh, to the artist. Hey, I just wanted to let you know the Kickstarter is now live. If you don't mind, could you please share the link out to your social media? And thank you so much. So yeah, let me send this out real quick to the artist. I'm gonna bug Sean. That's right. I'm gonna send it to you too, Sean. I'm gonna send it to a couple others. Um, Grab Sean Forney, um, Ken. I haven't looked at the thing yet to see what the numbers are, but just let me send this out to the artist real quick. Let's see. Oh, my nose itches. Let's see. Nope, I did Ken. Amy. Let's see. Amy, Ruth. Who am I forgetting? Who am I forgetting? Ivy. Let's see. Okay, so I got Anna, got Ivy, got Ken, got Ruth, got Ryan. Okay, I got everybody. Okay, awesome. Good deal, good deal, good deal. All right, let me refresh. Let's see where we're at. Awesome, awesome. God, Kickstarter update so slow. It's so slow. Oh yeah, yeah, no problem. Yeah, yeah. Don't worry about me. Yeah, go check out the Kickstarter. Yeah, don't worry about me. Go check out the Kickstarter. I'm gonna chat with you guys while I'm sharing. Oh, God, I'm so nervous. Tute de frutte. Oh man. Trying to find my post I did. I wanna put it on the post if I can find it. Here's what I'm looking for. Okay, now I got it. No one's back. Oh, thank you, Cameron. Thank you, everybody. Everybody that's backing so far. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are awesome. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to share out to a few places. And I just did a new post that has kind of like an overview of what the story's about. So if you guys want to share something, feel free to share that one. It's got all the information in it. The blank, yeah, the sketch blank is on there also. It could be on the add-on section if you're just buying the blank. So more than likely, it's in the add-on section. After you pick a tier and it moves you to the add-on page, it's probably in the add-on page. If you don't see it there, let McLean know that you don't see the sketch cover. Now, if you're talking about the sketch cover option tier, where you can buy a sketch cover and get a sketch. I don't remember if that's a tier by itself or if it's included in the cos. I know it's on the cosplay tier. You get a head sketch, but I can't remember if there's an actual tier where you can just get a sketch cover. I'll ask McLean about that right now before I forget. Um, Hey, McLean, I just had someone ask about something that was on previous Kickstarters that I don't remember if I mentioned it for this one. Do we have the sketch cover option by itself as a tier? I think last time you got a blank with a sketch cover on it, and it was like $150 or something like that, or something, or $100. I can't remember what it was. I know it was on the previous ones, but someone just asked about it, and I don't remember if I saw it on this one. When you get a moment, could you check for me? And if we're able to add it, could we add that, please? All it was I think it was just like my cover, and then the sketch cover with the sketch option to add a head sketch of any character they want. I think in black and white for like, I think it was like $120 or something like that. Let me know. Thank you. Yeah. I can't remember because I know, last Kickstarter we added the cosplay tier. Last Kickstarter, and it was on this Kickstarter, and that comes with a sketch option. And really and truly, to be honest with you, that's probably the biggest bang for your buck is the cosplay tier. But I just sent McLean a message, and hopefully he'll see it here shortly, and hopefully he can add it if it's not on there. Because like I said, we've added a bunch to this, and we retweaked this Kickstarter versus older Kickstarters to make room for all this new stuff. So I may have forgot to tell him to add it because I know it comes with the cosplay tier, which is only like 3 or 4 available. And but I could have sworn that, like, I kind of want to think that that would have been on there. So you may have to double check. Actually, I mean, I guess I could check too. Let me pull it up. Yeah, there's Roots covered Amy's. Yeah, there's the blank by itself. There's the digital. Hold on a second, guys. I think the maintenance guys might be here. Yeah, it won't work at the top of the block. Come on in. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with it. It's working fine, but now it's not wanting to fill back up. And you guys will probably hear me in here talk. Well, it's filled back up now, but like earlier, I came here to use the bathroom, and then I came back here about 20 minutes later. There was still no water in it. So, yeah, so I don't know if it's just being slow or weird, but that's the first time it had done it. What's going on, bud? But yeah, you guys, let me slide.
I'm the new maintenance guy. This is Kavern.
Hey, what's up, Oli? Nice to meet you guys. Welcome. Yeah, you guys feel free to tackle that. You'll probably hear me in there talking. I'm doing some work stuff.
No problem, look.
Yeah, we're live on a video, so you'll hear me talking. All right, I'm back, guys. All right, so yeah, I'm looking down the Kickstarter now. Yeah, it's usually like 100, 120 bucks, something like that. Yeah, definitely. Definitely go ahead and grab whatever you're wanting, Andrew, because you can also go back later and grab that tier. So keep in mind, guys, if you grab one tier, you can't grab multiple tiers on the same email. For some reason, Kickstarter will only let you have one tier at a time. Now, you can grab a tier, go to add-ons, and add as many add-ons as you want, but you can only do one tier per email. So if you got multiple tiers you want, like in case with Andrew wanting the sketch option, if that's not on there once we add it, if that's a tier you want, but like let's say you want the Ryan Kincaid covers also, or the Slaughter Pack, or whatever of the other tiers are, you have to purchase it with the one tier on your one email, log out after you confirmed everything, log out, log back in under a different email, and claim another tier. That's just what Kickstarter does. We don't have anything to do with that. Yeah, I'm looking through it now. I'm trying to find. Okay, awesome. No problem, McLean. Yeah, if you don't mind, when you get a moment, let's add that. I believe the tier, whatever it was on the last Kickstarter, I think it was. Yeah, I'm looking down through here trying to find it now. But yeah, if you don't see it on there, let's add that one because that was super popular and it was only 15 of them available. But it's a sketch cover option, any character they want, head sketch in black and white on the blank. And I believe it came with the blank, and my cover A was all that was in the tier. And it was like $100 or $120, whatever it was, like on the past Kickstarters. And thank you, brother. All right. Yeah, I just talked to McLean. He's gonna add it if it's not on there. So it will be on there later. But definitely grab whatever you're wanting right now and get that handled. because, like I said, some of this stuff is super limited print runs, like the foil glow in the darks. The all trade dress cover packages are limited. The slaughter packs are limited. The ad spots, of course, is only one. The cosplay tier is limited. Let's see. The medals are limited. Okay, all right. It's not on there. I'll get him to add it, Andrew, and I appreciate you letting me know that you didn't see it. He'll get that added. He's packing right now. He's got to leave for a show. Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, just like I said, just grab whatever you're wanting right now, and as soon as he gets that tier added on, you can grab that tier too. Because I know a lot of you guys are wanting the Ryan Kincaid covers. Some of you are wanting Anna's cover. So go ahead and grab whichever one you're wanting right now, and then when he adds that sketch option tier, you can go back and add that tier because you'll have to add it as a separate tier anyway if you're grabbing any of these other tiers now. Yeah, see, that's what. Yeah, see, some people are wanting to add my cover, but then they want the sketch cover too. So yeah. Now, your best bang for your buck on that one, Andrew, is probably to grab my bundle. That'll probably be your biggest bang for your buck because you do get a discount by grabbing both covers. So you may want to grab my bundle and then just add the other one on later. You know. But I think you can grab it as an individual too, though. Like you don't have to do the bundle. So you can grab the naughty cover and then you can grab, like I said, I'll have him put that on there where the sketch option comes with like my cover A or something. God, we're rolling, man. But yeah, McLean's got to leave for a show today, so he's trying to get stuff packed. Okay, we got it posted to a few places, so. Oh, no problem, Andrew. We appreciate you guys, man. Thank you for showing up for it. Oh. Oh man. Awesome. Ryan Kincaid just shared out the Kickstarter to his page. That's awesome. Don't forget, guys, to look on my page and share out that post that I just put up. That has like a overview of the story and stuff. It's got the Kickstarter link in it. You guys can share that. Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy, dude. All right, let's see. All right, it is 12:25. I've got to get my butt off here. I've got to jump on some artwork. Sure. And in starts all the Kickstarter messages wanting to spam you. Let us help you on your Kickstarter. Let us promote. Like those folks ain't promoted nothing, man. It's so funny when you see those. But anyway, guys, let me get off here. I've got to jump on. I've got some cover work I got to get done for a couple of projects and everything. I've got some commissions I need to get knocked out. Comic art is not going to draw itself. But anyway, you guys, thank you for hanging out with me while we launched this Kickstarter. What's up, V? V, go jump on the Kickstarter. It's live, man. Go grab what books you want. Let me get back to work. Oh, awesome. Thank you, brother. Make sure you guys share out the link. I just put a new post up that is like a long post that gives an overview of what Psycho Sal is about. So share out that post if you don't mind. It's got the link for the Kickstarter in it and stuff. Thank you, Mick. I appreciate it. Yep, I'm about to do the same thing. I'm going to grab some quick lunch, and then I got to get to work on some of this cover art I've got to get done. But thank you guys who have supported the Kickstarter so far. Thank you guys for backing the project. Make sure you guys check out the add-ons. Like I said, there's a whole list of goodies on that add-on page. But I will check in with you guys later. Don't forget tonight at 7 p.m. Central, We will be live talking with the writer, Lori Calcaterra, that's working on the project. We'll be talking about all things Psycho Sal, talking about the Kickstarter. Appreciate it, James. Thank you. Yeah, got to grab lunch, man. But yeah, make sure you guys go check it out. Thank you again for all your support. And I'll check back guys with you later, like I mentioned, and see where we're at on the Kickstarter. You guys have a good day. Talk to you later.